And welcome back, guys. We are at Harley Davidson in Maidstone, and today I'm doing one of my favourite test reviews on the Harley Davidson 2016 Breakout. This for me, and I'm going to stick my neck out here, this for me is the best looking bike I feel that Harley Davidson have done. It is a proper muscle bike with all the trimmings. This thing comes in, and wait for this, at 320 kilograms of dry weight. But what an awesome looking machine it is. But just to point out, with this bike, it has got a stage 1 on it. Working my way from the bike, at the front you've got the Dunlop 130 tyres. I really like the front forks. Again, to me it's just very muscular. You've got that drag bar as well, same as I've done on the 48, which gives it more of an aggressive feel. We've got a great 18.9 litre tank. You've got a really nice comfy seat there right in the middle. Engine wise, you've got the 103, so that breaks down into a 1690cc engine, which gives you a huge amount of torque. And then coming back to the rear of the bike, again, just screams monster. You've got that big 240 tyre, which I'm looking forward to trying out. So just sitting down with the guys, I've been given some hints and tips on how to ride this bike. It is a very different bike to ride compared to, for example, the Sportster range. Obviously with most bikes the wheels are in alignment like so. However, with the Breakout the rear is slightly out, so it is a different way of riding this bike. Okay, so just to point out some other features that the bike does have, it's very similar to the other Harley Davidson range, but in terms of the gauges that you have, the only one extra thing that you've got is the range on the fuel tank, which is obviously really good. Apart from that, on the drag bars then you've got the self-cancelling indicators, which I really like. So it's a very simplistic bike in terms of controls. So I want to get cracking with this review and let's see how it goes. Okay guys, as in all of my reviews, let's do the noise test first. So just need to point out, this is a stage 1, so it's going to sound very different from the stock. The exhaust is a Bassini. This is the first time I've seen this type of exhaust, but it does look really, really nice. So let's give it a whirl. That is gorgeous. Let's give it a bit of a rev. Holy moly, that is loud. Beautiful. So I'd be happy with that. So let's talk about the riding position. So from sitting on this bike straight away, the seat is a very wide surface area, so it's pressing out my legs. The seat does feel slightly hard, however I expect that when I'm on the motorway that'll soften up for me and I'll get a much better feel. Drag bars in front, which is my personal favourite. For me it's the best riding style I think you can have. But yeah, all in all it feels really nice. The dials are very easy to see, and it feels great. So I'm excited. Let's get on with this review. Okay, here we go guys, my first effort. Oh, he's a nervous one. Let's do it. Oh yeah, straight away. Wow. Okay guys, first impression, straight away, you do have to press to the right slightly. The bike is tending to want to go to the left. That is a very odd feeling. So I can see the first couple of minutes I will be getting used to the balance situation. This is a very different experience to what I'm used to. So let's lean hard. Just got to really take your time with this bike, I think, but that's fine. I'm starting to get used to it. There's the power. Woo! Okay guys, on the motorway now, let's give it a bit of grunt. Okay, so at 70 miles an hour, there's not too much vibration coming through the engine. However, there's a little bit on the handlebars, which I could personally cope with. But the bike is very comfy. The seat is awesome. Yeah, it's plenty enough power for me. Okay, whilst I'm on the motorway and I've got a bit of a clear road, I'm going to give it a bit of gun and see if my arse flips out. So chop down into 5th. Oh, it feels pretty good. The only thing I would say is that obviously the wind drag with the bike, it's kind of pushing my legs back. Similar issue with the V-Rod. But apart from that, it feels good. Okay guys, let's do one of my other tests now, which is filtering through traffic. Let's see how she performs. So the bike, I mean, considering it wants to lean to the left, it's extremely nimble. I mean, this is a big bike, guys. 320 kilos, one of the longest Harleys that they actually do. You know, it's a big bruiser. So guys, here's a summary from my motorway experience. So in total I did over 35 miles, and this is what I think overall. The positives for me are that, firstly, comfort. It is extremely comfortable. The gears are smooth as butter, honestly. It's probably the smoothest gearbox I've had on the Harley so far. I enjoyed it, I really enjoyed that motorway experience. But what I want to do now is go to my old haunt where I do my test rides and actually test what it's like going through a local village, and also as well taking it out into the countryside. So without further ado, let's transfer over to those locations. Right, acceleration! Yeah, it's much better on the countryside. It does feel sharper compared to the motorway, for example. Obviously, you've got a fair lump between your legs. You know, that 1690 is not by any means doggish at all. Oh, just the sound on this bike is so impressive. That stage one exhaust has just got such a good note to it. Let's gear down. Overtake. Again, in terms of the comfort, the bike feels really good. The rear suspension is nice. Haven't felt like I've shattered my vertebrae at any point. You go, bit of room, bit of acceleration. Awesome. Brakes felt okay then. I still think a set of Brembos would be great on this type of bike. I just think it's warranted, the Breakout. Oh. Guys, if only you could see the smile on my face. It's huge. So I'm just going to take a left here, and let's just take it down to places I know which have really tight turn-ins then, whilst I get into the right gear. Oh, brakes are good. Well, let's see what it's like round here, should be alright. Oh, see, I remember taking this corner with a V-Rod. It was a lot quicker than that. But again, we've got to remember this, it is a cruiser. So here we go. It's one of my favourite bends or chicanes. Oh, that's a hard one to take. Slight scrape then on the pegs. Power it out. Lovely. Great. Dropping it down, dropping the gears, back brake, bit of scrape on the left peg. At some point I gotta stop smiling, my cheeks are killing. Oh, another tight left. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do now is wrap up my review. I'd just like to thank Harley Davidson Maidstone for letting me have the Breakout for the day. Very kind of you guys. In total today guys, by the time I get to Maidstone, I would have done approximately 110 miles. So that's a long time to do a review on the Breakout today versus the other reviews that I've done. So for me, let's break this down. What are the good parts of the Breakout? Right, at number top, without a shadow of a doubt, is the way the bike looks. I mean, for me, this is the best looking Harley Davidson you can get. And I know opinions will differ on that, but it's great. I've always said, as soon as I took this out, you can imagine back in the Wild West days, if they had the option to ride Harleys instead of horses, it would have been a Breakout. It's just got such a muscular look. I love the fact it's got the 240 rear as well. Again, it just adds to the beefiness, the alphaness of it. Alphaness? I think that's a word. The second thing I love about it is the comfort. The comfort is amazing. Again, I've rode the bike for a long time today. I've got no bum ache. I could definitely ride for another 100, 200 miles, and I'm sure I'd feel absolutely fine. The suspension's also very good as well. No issues at all. It takes the shocks extremely well, and I don't feel I'm going to have my lumbar spine snapped in bits. I love the fact that you know how much mileage you've got on it. It's actually telling me now I've only got 60 miles left in the reserve, so I need to pop some fuel in it before I take it back. I also love the drag bars. I think for me this is a perfect positioning. Alongside with the ergonomics of the bike, you've got the forward controls as well, which are one of my personal favourites. It's just a great bike. It's just super comfy, super ergonomics. 10 out of 10 there. Things that I also love about this bike is the gearbox. It is super smooth. I think it's definitely one of the smoothest gearboxes I've had through Harley Davidson, and it's just really easy to click up and down the gearbox. The other thing I noticed as well is getting into neutral. I personally find on my Sportster that is a bit of a trick. With this bike, straight into neutral, no issues at all, which is brilliant. So moving on to the things that I would improve, or the things that don't float my boat. Firstly, it's the way the bike leans over to the left. And I understand that you get used to it. At the moment, I'm kind of used to it. But for me, that is a no-no in terms of, you know, full enjoyment. The other thing that I'm not too keen on, but it's a really quick win, is the mirrors. At the moment, all I can see are my arms and my shoulders. I can't see anything else really behind me. So purchasing a pair of aftermarket mirrors is going to be really quick and simple and solve that issue straight away. Please ensure that you like this vlog or like this test review. Please feel free to subscribe, guys. As I always say, it's free. So this is Motonewbrider signing off in sunny Eastbourne on a beautiful Harley Davidson Breakout. Take care, guys.